Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So I've been talking for a while about doing a stock split video because I see far too many comments that say that stock splits have no effect on overall wealth. So I'm going to show Apple as an example. If you had bought Apple stock in 1981 and held all the way to present day, I'm going to show you exactly how much money you will have. So let me share the screen here. And any noise you hear in the background is just excitement about how much one might have in Apple with the post-split adjusted price. So here we go. So you're going to see the whole thing. So Apple, thankfully, there's a website that shows what Apple traded at in December of 1980. It shows the historical price because most sites that you look at don't actually show the true price. They show like the post-split adjusted price. So Apple has split a total of 5 times throughout its history. So in December 1980, if we get into our time machines and travel back in time over 43 years now, Apple traded at $34.13 in December of 1980. So if you had bought $10,000 back then, you would have 293 shares approximately. Now, the first split happened almost 7 years later, June 16th, 1987. This website even has the dates. So this was a 2-for-1 split, meaning that your shares doubled. So, and here's the thing with a stock like Apple, and this happens with a lot of stocks. When you're when you have a split with Apple, or with most very popular tech stocks, like whether it's Google or even, well, Amazon just had its first split. But these stocks very often, like Nvidia, you look at Nvidia as well, these stocks very often get back to their pre-split price many times throughout their life. So with the first split in 1987, and this is keeping it simple, I'm not factoring in dividends here. I know Apple pays like a 3% dividend, but I'm not factoring that, and I'm just including the whole shares that you bought originally. So you would now have 586 shares. And so it took Apple a long time between 1987 and 2000. Apple's price actually fluctuated a lot. But by the year 2000, by the time the second split came, it was up to almost $136 a share. So with this price times the number of shares you had here, you would have almost $80,000 from your initial $10,000 investment. And then when you split here in 2000, 2-for-1, you would go from 586 shares to 1,172 shares at this price here. And then the next split, unfortunately, it didn't recover to its prior split price. In January 2005, it was at 76.90, but it split also 2-for-1, meaning your share count would double. So from here to here, when you multiply this share count by this price, you would have $90,000. Now here's where things get really exciting here, because the next split happened 9 years later. And Apple went all the way up to from $76.90 to $633 a share at the month before the 2014 split. So that's almost a 10x. So here's where things get really exciting, because then your share count that you had in cell M5 here, 2,344, then you multiply this by the $633 a share, and now you're up to 1.5 million from an initial $10,000 investment. So, and then we had our best, like most juicy split in 2014, 7-for-1. Now this is one that I was actually a part of because I had bought Apple around this time. Unfortunately, didn't hold it long enough, but so we split 7-for-1. So then your share count would have become 16,408 approximately. And then your shares, if you held them all the way to July 2020, when we got back to, we didn't fully recover to the $633, but we got back to 425. So multiplying this one by 425, you would now have almost $7 million after off of an initial $10,000 investment. 7 million, pretty good, like hitting the lotto. And then in August, when we split again 4-for-1, after it got to 425, this was a 4-for-1 split. So then your share count would have gone to 66, almost 66,000. It would have been 65,631 shares. Now taking this, multiplying by the current price, your investment now would be worth almost $12 million. So that is an illustration of the impact of a stock split like Apple after 5 splits. Now, the next split, we don't know when that's going to happen, but as of close of trading today, Apple was at $182.31. Now, here would be the impact if we never split. You would have gone from 23,000 to 185,000 because you would have the same share count of 293 times by the prices that we have here. So that's where you would be. So you see the split makes a huge, huge difference. And this actually didn't even factor in dividends. Now let me show, now that I've shown that, let me show the site where I pulled this information from. Because I like this site. This site actually lets you go back in time and see things, so to speak. Oh, welcome, Mr. Cardona. I haven't seen you in a little while. Hope you like this video. Okay, now let's go over here. So this website shows the history of Apple from December 1980 all the way to, well, we're not at March of 24 yet, but you can see the splits here. Here was number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. And we got all the way as high as 667, actually, in September 2012. So that is the impact of a stock split. I may do another one. I may start a series and do another one on NVIDIA. But anyway, you see the profound impact there as far as stock splitting. So I will share this spreadsheet just one more time here. Let you all really take this in here. On an initial $10,000 investment, we went all the way from 10,000 to, and the end of the example, $12 million. That is awesome. It's like winning the lotto. So anyway, that is all I have for you all for today's video. Thank you all for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you all very soon. Thanks so much. Take care.